Greetings all, it's the Devious Monkey here. Okay, so been working on this studio setup all day long, and I think I finally have everything the way that I want it. For now, because you know how the monkey changes his shit all the time. Alright, so what I've done now is I have an A6700 hooked up, like permanent mount here, pretty much, to this rolling stand. I have that Viltrox monitor connected to it, and I'm using the Sony like M1 like hot shoe mic or whatever the hell it is. I've got my Falcon eyes right there. I've got that June weird thing that's set to amber, and then I've got a like a Ulanzi light that's hooked up to blue to kind of give it that typical stupid, you know, orange blue thing that they do in Hollywood and whatever. I don't know. So that's why this side of my face looks yellow and this side looks blue. But I think it complements nicely in here. Plus, when I was counting my Aperture MC lights, I forgot about the one that's back here, which is kind of like my hair light that separates me from my background. I'm in my Pope chair. I'm just going to call it my Pope chair now instead of my dad's. I've got Doink, who will be with me all the time when I'm sitting here, and I think I'm good to go. I have fixed a lot of shit in this room yesterday and today. By that, I mean I went through all of the magical drawers over here, one drawer in the middle there, and the little Rubbermaid Tupperware things over there that I have on the battery charging table, and everything now has a specific place. Everything is where it should be. All the little screws and doodads and all that kind of stuff are all in separate little plastic bags. Those are all in there, or some of them are in here if I need them. I have like 400 frickin' Allen wrenches that come with all this shit and all the little keys because Falcam/Ulanzi decided that it was a good idea to use a slotted screw instead of like a Phillips head or something like that. So I got all that shit going on there. I now have this remote paired with this A6700 because this A6700, for all intents and purposes, is not leaving this studio. It's not leaving that stand. This is my setup in here. This is the way it's going to be for the foreseeable future. We'll put it that way. I'm looking at the monitor, which is set up just right as close to the camera as it can be without getting in the way. In fact, I can still see some of the little barn doors around it. But whatever. Here. Okay. Because that will bug me a little bit. There. So now it's a little bit lower, which is going to make it that much more obvious that I'm staring at the monitor instead of staring at the lens. I've also got them set up so that I can see the monitor on the camera as well. I do have a 90-degree that micro HDMI thing in there because, like idiots, they use the micro instead of a full size, but okay, whatever. So I can still see myself in the screen. I've got eye autofocus on. It's following me. I've got it center focused for the metering and all that kind of shit. So, because I mean, I'm going to be right in the center here all the time. I'm not moving it around. So this is the way it's going to be. I'm testing this mic out because I just don't want to have another thing plugged in. Now that I have this A67 hooked up here, I do have the dummy battery that's connected to all this other shit up in there because, I didn't want to have to pull it in and out of the FX30, but I'm not going to use the FX30 for that. I'm going to use the A6700. So, all that being said, the magical drawers are fixed. The studio is rearranged. I broke the lamp earlier. It was a little bit wobbly, and I pulled the top glass part off and flipped it over and started tightening the nut. I don't know, maybe I'm not up on my lamp building structure, but it had some kind of like concrete-y, cementy shit underneath there, and when I twisted it, it disintegrated. It's an old lamp. I mean, we used to have this like way the hell back, and it disintegrated. It literally crumbled and exploded all over the floor. So I had to clean all that shit up. I vacuumed the entire room. I have had, I don't want to say difficulty sleeping, but I've had my moments where I woke up in the middle of the night, like in between 3 and 5-ish, and I couldn't get back to sleep. And I laid there. While I was laying there, my mind was racing, and I had all of these epiphanies. The first epiphany was to do this studio switch out where I moved the Pope chair from the library into here, and then moved this whole desk setup, took it apart, put the tree up in the garage, and moved that table into the other room so my wife had a big flat surface to do all of her little sewing project type things and cutting and whatever the hell else she wants to do. So that was the first thing. And I got up the next morning and I did that. And she liked it. She's pretty happy with the way that worked out. And then because of that, I was like moving other shit around, and I'm like, okay, I've been saying I need to do the magical drawers, and I did them all. And then I was like, okay, well, I got to find this now, and I got to do that. It like all this stuff just started happening. So I am at a point now, I'm excited. I have this studio done. Everything is set up the way that I want it. I'm using gear that I've already purchased years ago and just threw into another magical drawer. Now I'm using it. I have reappropriated it for what I want to do, and I couldn't be happier with the way this is all set up now. So there's going to be a lot of this in here. You know, sometimes maybe just a wrap up after I go out about have my day of whatever the hell I do, and then I'll finish up in here, or I might just sit here and blather on. So real quick, I'm going to grab the FX30 and I'm going to turn all the lights on, and I'm going to show you what I've got going on here. Be right back. Okay, so here's a full lay of the land. This is everything in here, the way it is done now. I have now gotten everything plugged in that needs to be plugged in addition to things that I try to access on a regular basis are going to be in these two little Rubbermaid things. The magical drawers that are underneath here are all completely organized, and then this is just my get ready table where I set shit down. For now, I've got the cameras out, so that's an A6700. I'm using the FX30. That's the second A6700 that I have hooked up to this stand. Now, as you can see, ghetto as it is, I had to duct tape the little furniture rubber thingies down to the floor so that I knew exactly where to set the stand up, because otherwise I was just like sitting here for 5 minutes, rolling it back and forth and twisting it, turning it and all that shit. And then I have the sandbags on there because, as you can see, everything is on this side of this stand, and it wants to tip over. All right, so because I broke the lamp that was right there, I ended up getting rid of all the bags that were down there, like I said, but then I had to find a way to hook this thing up, and I was like, oh, well, I'll just put it on this little bracket that I have up there. So now that's up there. There's my amber light. Everything is back there. All the printer stuff, more sandbags. There's my Aperture MC. And then I took the colored bulb out of the broken lamp and put it in there, so now I can do different colors if I want to. There's that little Ulanzi light, and I just have it on a, what do you call it, Insta360 selfie stick. All the magical drawers are done. There's those two little tripods, and then I have my monopod that I take out pretty much anytime I go out to Pleasure House Point, and the slider, and that's it. Everything in those drawers still needs to be done. This drawer is done. That one has a bunch of shit that I need to go through. So that's the last drawer I need to go through. And then this is just my normal office side. So that's for my Mac Mini. That monitor is for my work computer. And then that's the editing station. That's doink. Okay. I'm going to switch back to the A6700 now. Okay, there you have it. That's the studio now. Studio/office. I always say it that way. I don't know why. It's just one room. That half, though, is what I consider my office. That's where I spend most of my time doing day job stuff. This side is all studio side because this is where I have shit set up to film and everything. Okay, I've been blathering on as usual, and I said I was just going to keep this short. And I actually had filmed saying that I wasn't going to show you everything because I just didn't feel like it. And here we are. So real quick, I'm going to edit this video and post it, and you're watching it now because I want to be in the habit of posting every day that I can. So that's it. let me know what you think. I've been a busy little monkey, and I'm finally doing all of the little projects that I said that I was going to do, and I'm pretty damn happy with it. I am completely stoked to get back into the groove of filming, editing, and posting. I can't promise I'll do it every day. Well, I know I'm not going to do it every day, because once I get back on the road, I'm not posting from the road, because that sucks having to do that. But I will film and maybe come up with something so that when I come back, I can post it. Or, like I said, and I don't know if I said this and cut it or if I said it and posted it, but I fucking hate doing shorts. I think they're stupid, but they're necessary for me to move forward. So I think while I'm on the road, I might post some shorts. But we'll see. No promises, because I hate doing them. So, all right, enough blathering. That's it. That's all. That's all you get for today. So if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, leave them down below. As always, thanks for joining me. Be sure to like and subscribe. And remember, kids, forward and up.